Yeah, hi. This is 6th of February, 2018 at about 9:30 p.m. here in Australia. Um, this is a second in a series of vids I'm doing in response to some comments, some intel given to me by Jazz A, and are very good comments. And I mean, I guess I could have, I kind of already knew what he was saying, but the point was he made the comments, and because I'm feeding off comments, I'm sort of forced to answer and address him, and it's really good. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Jazz. Really good. Um, and what I'm breaking this series down into, I'm trying to make just a point per video rather than, I normally go on from this point to that point to this point to that, all in one video, and falling asleep. It's too much, right? So it's and the thing I'm trying to do is make things as clear as possible. This is why I'm using the background and that sort of thing to make each point clear. And I think it may help, and particularly you monks and what have you, it might help you, and might also help just ordinary mgtow that have been fucked over and just don't know what the fuck's going on. So I'm taking the intel that you've given me, and I'm not breaking it down so much. I'm trying to clarify it the way I see it anyway. And you can correct me if I'm wrong, in any of my, and this one might be a bit contentious with you. I don't know. I don't mean it to be, but it's just the way I saw it. As you told me things, I had certain thoughts, and I've remembered them. Okay, and just so others are aware of some of the things that Jazz was telling me, I've got 3 here. I had to write them down because they're so bloody ridiculous. I can't remember them. It's like my brain doesn't want to remember them. They're so damn stupid. The first thing he told me about was de facto by distance, which basically means that in Australia and some provinces in Canada, all a woman has to do is visit you, for and have quality time with you, whatever that means. I guess it's up to the court. But all she has, and then she's got the same rights as a wife, essentially. That was my understanding of what Jazz told me. And look, I have no reason to doubt it. I went through the system myself. I have no reason to doubt what he's saying. Okay, the next point is, if she doesn't want sex, that's okay. But if you don't want it, well, then that's withholding affection. Yeah, and I've heard of that. Yeah, guys getting fined and what have you. Yep, if you can't want it, or maybe you can't have it, and there's no excuse. Like, I can't have sex. Okay, I haven't been able to for some time, for whatever reason. I don't know. But if my wife decided to sue me for it, yep, I'm fucked. It's almost like suing a cripple because he didn't go for a walk with you. That's how bad it is. Okay. And by the way, I forgot to mention. Yeah, this is a minefield. This is the whole. I'm centering this whole thing around the basis of a mine. These are some of the mines you can stand on. I'm sure there'll be a lot more. Okay. And the final one that Jazz mentioned to me was that if I say I don't want to have an argument with a woman, then I'm giving her the silent treatment. Apparently, that's an offence under domestic violence, and that doesn't surprise me because what happened to me was almost as ridiculous. In fact, probably was. I actually described by way of an act how violent and aggressive my wife got. Okay, and they told me that I had a problem. So, okay, so I mean, you get the idea of it. It's just absolutely bloody ridiculous allegations, and we can talk about it, that sort of, and complain about it. I don't want to go there. I mean, it's obvious that's what I'm supposed to do, or what we as men are supposed to do. Complain about it. Oh God, aren't they stupid? That sort of thing. Or all of that. So, I mean, what's the point? We obviously aren't going to get anywhere. I mean, it's clear to see it's stupid, right? So. Throughout this series, I won't be complaining about it. I won't. There's no, as far as I can see, there's no point. So I've forgotten that, all right? And I'm trying to cover some points around it. Okay, so what the point of this particular video is I want to make it very clear that this is not ordinary, everyday women initiating it. Okay, some of them will have been infected, and they're the mines in the minefield. Okay, and you don't know when they get infected. So I'm not saying they're without blame or anything else like that. And the mgtow guys is like, don't have anything to do with any of them, or if you do, be very, very careful. Can't blame them for that sort of thing. But what I'm going to say, let's make the point very, very clear, is that women, the general women in the population, are not initiating it. Right? That it's not coming from them. It's not like a bunch of, the women down at the local, the local whatever got together and said, let's fuck the guys. They may be in a mind state that's open to fucking the guys, but they didn't initiate it. So let's just be mindful of that. It's come from a small clique, a small group of women, okay, who have, or probably could be men, or men and women, but for whatever reason, it's a group of people, small, not yet, probably put them in one room over, a 10, 15-year period. All right? And I think it's important to at least, take some time out and think, yeah, okay, women might be supporting them now. They might be infected and supporting. Okay, but they didn't initiate it. So that, I'm only telling you that so that we might be able to use that. Or guys like Jazz might think, gee, there might be a way we could, we could use this. We could, if we're smart, turn the average woman against this small clique, this small group. Can you see what I'm driving at? So if you say, right, get it very clear, and there's the whole point of these videos, this series of videos, is to make things very, very clear. But that wasn't started by the average woman. This was started by somebody who wants to take us to war, secretly. Okay? They want to sneak war in us. We're living in a plain field, and then suddenly all these mines start. No, not suddenly, slowly. Actually, there's a mine, there's another mine, slowly, over years. Okay, they put another mine here, another mine there, and it's slowly. But what I'm trying to say, and it's very important, that it wasn't the people we were living with that did this. It was somebody else outside, okay? Why would our own women turn on us like this? You have to ask that question, all right? Now, Jazz and others will tell you about cultural Marxism, and it could well be right. Yep, that could well be right. Could be. I'm not saying definitely, because it could be another reason for it altogether. And if we're just blinkered with the one thing, we could end up fighting the wrong enemy. Okay, but there's no doubt about it. It's now a minefield. It wasn't always a minefield, and it wasn't the people living there that made the minefield. That has been done from somewhere else, either internally or externally. All right. So that's the takeaway from this particular video. It didn't start internally, or it could have done, but it strikes me that whoever's been starting these mines, one there, and one over here, and then another one there, and now, as Jazz said, here, get them all. Okay, so someone's doing it. We can blame feminists, we can blame cultural Marxism, we could blame anything, but someone's doing it. But it wasn't initiated by women that we were living with and lived with us and everything else in our community. I'm not saying that they're not infected now, because a lot of them would be, and a lot of them are actually the mines. They're just waiting to go off. All right. So that's just the takeaway from this video, and I'll do another one or two or three or four on some of the other aspects, some of the just breaking down and not analysing, clarifying, just the way I saw it, some of the intel that Jazz brought to the channel. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.